Hello, everybody. How are you doing this fine Monday? I have some breaking news for you all on the Blake Lively front. Okay, so you might have heard that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds subpoenaed Google for a bunch of content creators' information. I mean, they were asking apparently for things such as IP addresses of every IP address that somebody ever had or whatever. Uploaded a video from all of the follower information. I mean, they were Blake and Ryan and them, they were asking for stuff that content creators ourselves don't even get from Google. And interestingly, for this specific subset of content creators, they were saying and they showed evidence that they did not receive the subpoenas themselves. What had happened was apparently Blake and Ryan and them, they subpoenaed Google. And then Google was like, okay, what? And then went and told the content creators. There was understandably an uproar by content creators and people who don't create content alike. Lots of people, famous actors, all kinds of people have weighed in on this issue at this point, saying that it was really wrong of Blake to subpoena Google in this way for many reasons. Because number one, maybe was she trying to get around the back end? Was she trying to actually just scare people from talking about her? These subpoenas came to largely and predominantly women and female content creators. So people were asking, was this a sort of like a sexist slant? Of course, some men were subpoenaed, at least one, Andy was. But anyway, so Blake then all of a sudden wanted to just drop all of these subpoenas. Now, your guess is as good as mine as to why Blake Lively wanted to drop it. I mean, a lot of people are speculating that the reason she wanted to drop it is because it got a lot of backlash. Maybe she didn't expect there to be backlash. I'm leaving a lot of details out as well, like including whenever Andy, for example, and some other people who were subject to these subpoenas would actually try to call the law office representing Blake to ask, hey, I got a weird email from Google saying that my information has been subpoenaed. Google has to, if I don't want my stuff turned over, I got to tell Google. I said, well, can you weigh in on that? Well, apparently they said no, these are fake. Never heard anything about that. The law firm representing Blake, who would have put these subpoenas out, right? This is who you would call and who you would ask. Well, come to find out, they were not fake. They were real. And little by little, eventually, obviously, the law firm did come out and tell the truth. I mean, there's a lot of details I'm leaving out. But there's one more I did want to point out, and it was that when Blake tried to start dropping these subpoenas, just kidding, let's quash the subpoena. We don't want, let's get rid of this. When Blake, Ryan, and those parties wanted to start dropping the subpoenas, one content creator, at least one, she came out, I think her name is Kells or Kens. I'll try to remember to put her link down below. If not, somebody correct me and I'll pin the comment. She wrote a great motion to the court saying, Your Honor, my YouTube channel has one subscriber and this Blake Lively lady is out of control. Please don't let her avoid the accountability and the responsibility for her actions by allowing her to just drop these motions after she has terrified us, scared us. I am not even a content creator on YouTube, and she was subpoenaing for my YouTube. This girl's like, I am a TikToker. The only reason I have a YouTube channel at all is in case they delete TikTok. But as you can see, they did not ban or delete it yet, Your Honor. You should decide on my motion. She said, I made a motion for sanctions, Your Honor, and you should please, with all due respect, decide on it. Don't allow Blake Lively to simply and just drop her subpoenas and just drop all of this, thereby making it to where you're not going to decide on my motion. Well, guess what, y'all? The judge today, Monday, July 28th, has decided on the motion. And I have it right here. Let me pull it up. Here it is. Blake Lively represents that she has withdrawn her subpoenas. Okay, so Blake Lively says she withdrew her subpoenas to Google and Twitter. So she had also sent subpoenas apparently also to Twitter, aka X Corp, to certain accounts which are the subject of the motions to quash. These are the motions to quash numbers: 445, 472, 473, 474. The motions must be denied as moot to the extent that they seek to quash the subpoenas as to the relevant accounts. But then the judge goes on. He says, to the extent that these motions also seek relief on behalf of other non-parties or seek sanctions, okay, so to the extent that y'all are trying to get sanctions, the motions are denied. Denied. As a general matter, the judge quotes a precedent-setting case, quote, as a general matter, only recipients of a subpoena have standing to seek a protective order quashing or modifying the subpoena. Movants have not shown any personal interest in whether Google, so movants, these are the people that wanted, sanctions, costs for their attorney's fees, things like that. The judge says these folks have not shown any personal interest in whether Google or Twitter produced documents relating to other individual accounts. So this isn't saying that the movants haven't shown interest in their own accounts. That's not what the judge is saying. The judge is saying, but the movants haven't shown any personal interest in whether or not other individuals' account information is given out, especially given that Lively has withdrawn the subpoenas. As to movements, there's no cause for the court to award sanctions or costs. Now, this is what the judge has decided. I understand if people do disagree, but the judge did say the motions to quash are denied. Now, what were these motions to quash for? Again, they were motions to quash which were filed by different movants, who some of whom, or maybe all of whom, are content creators. We can take a look and see exactly who they are in a moment. But they have said, no, Your Honor, please do not let Blake Lively just take down. Don't let her just take down her requests. We want you to give her sanctions and give us our attorney's fees. The judge said, no, I'm not doing that. Now, who is this for? Docket numbers 445, 472, 473, 474, and 483. So let me pull up the docket. What docket number are we on now? 504. Then we got another Kirsty Flaw document that just hit the docket now as I'm recording, or perhaps right before I started recording. Okay, let me show you the docket. We're going to look at those docket numbers that were just listed here. The content creators who did file motions to quash. 445 is the first one, and that is Cassidy O'Connell. 472, that is, here it is, motion to quash by Leanne Newton. So sure, hers was denied. Leanne Newton's has been denied. 473, these are all out of order. This is strange. Motion to quash by Mackenzie Folks. That one's been denied. 474, motion to quash by Ashley Brianna Eve. That one's been denied. And then 483, Lauren Nady. I saw her the other day, I believe, on Andy's channel. Okay, so those names that I just read correspond to the numbers at docket number 445, 472, 473, 474, and 483. Those have been denied by the judge. Okay, I will take a look at this other document, docket 504, and if it's worth a video, I will come back and let you know what's going on with that one, but I wanted to let you know about this one. That's all I really have for today right now. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.